Epilogue. Now we just have to run through a bunch of trees. And the most best feeling in the world that you will ever get if you play this. The biggest sigh of relief. Power lines. A big open field. We've done it. We're free. One singular tree there. Just nothing but open field. Kinda wish I checked the mirror, because yeah, your character's quite ugly. If anything to go off by that what the snail was saying. I feel like the snail was a bit more rude about it. Buildings! And they're gone. Who's going to eat the bread now? I'm pretty sure they'll be back. It's my neighbor. My first floor neighbor. Good day. A good day to you. Now, I was just gonna show like the true ending, but I want to show the Bliss ending as well, so because it does say different things. I think I might show this first. So if you happen to see this first, oh boy. This is what happens if you don't check out all the weird stuff going on. Home sweet home. Now, if you just go straight to bed, this is how you get the Bliss ending. It's actually one of the easiest ones to get. Alright. Puppies. I know you're not real. It's my bed. The white crumpled sheets look as if I just woke up at last. I feel my sore legs buckling underneath me, my body becoming heavy and overwhelming, lethargic. It's been a long journey, 14 days of human torture. Not compared to the other one playthrough I did. Sedating warmth washes over me, a warmth of security and happiness. The rustle of the woods, stretching away from the horizon, kept the stranger awake for a long time. I mean, can you blame him? Eventually, fatigue washed over him, and then the man fell into a deep, much-desired dream. Burning the tree opened the road home for many anguished inhabitants of the forest. Only 3 outcasts desired the old rags and scraps limited over its charred remains. Laminated over its charred remains. Beatrix rose above the treetops in the rocket made out of scrap. He smiled as, peeking through the small plastic window of his spaceship, he saw the Milky Way stars moving away at huge speeds. The barricaded cottage at the swamp became a prison for the 3 children. The oldest boy, kept locked in his room following his escaped attempt, would long remember his only journey through the woods and the visit to the house overgrown with white mushrooms. The inhabitants of the hut of the junkyard went into the woods following distant whispers. When he was close to the destination, he got stuck between giant tree roots. Soon hungry birds started to gather over him in an enormous body. Fleeing his empty death, he started trying to free himself from the roots that clutches him. Weakening after a long trip, he failed to fight them off and fell face down into the mud. Moments before death, he saw the reflection of the pole, a huge snail head. He then thought that he never had such a strange dream, and he wished to wake up. Oh, that's actually lingering longer than what I thought. And that's the Bliss ending. Alright, it's time to burst the bubble. Things ain't right, and I'm about to show why. Now, if you want the Bliss ending, just go up the stairs into bed. But if you want the actual, like, true ending, it's time to come down here. It's gonna be dark. I wonder if I'd have actually had my lantern equipped before going through. I'd actually have that. I keep forgetting to check that. Just come in here. You don't need to search anything. You want to find this lantern down here in this, not lantern, radio in the basement. Just change the frequencies. You can actually just speed through it. Until it assassins you. That's all you're aiming for. Sleep. Well, you had to turn out the lights. Now, you can find a chomper down here, but I always fail to find it. I'm actually going to be taking my time because it's easily if you're sprinting through, it's easy to kind of get lost. To my knowledge, a chomper never gets out. So that's one of the things you need to do. Here's the second thing you need to do. Boss. Got any spare change? I believe this is supposed to be the biker guy. There's a door here. We're just going to go ahead and fiddle with that and walk away. I like to fiddle with it to make sure. You're waking my kid. Get the hell away. Stupid cow. That's the second thing. We still got 2 more. It also works for outside if you run down. Instead of going inside the apartment building, just run straight down. You'll find out, oh, it's looping. Because I'm pretty sure it's not hard to figure out that, oh, there's some tomfuckery going on right here. Pleased to see you, mister. Haven't seen you in a while. Can I talk to you? I think I always ignore you. I guess not. There's a reason why I ignore you. Alright, third thing to keep an eye out for. Keep an eye here to the right. Because if you've gotten this far, you don't want to mess up. If you just kind of peek down this little crack in the wall. Totally normal, right? And now the last thing to share. Besides going, you'll notice all these lead to your house. Just keep running until you start seeing like roots and all that show up here on the hallway, and you notice it's just looping. Things ain't right. If you keep going, eventually if you run far enough, it will actually fully loop. But you only need to get like 2 out of those 4 things. I don't know if the one outside counts. But as long as you hit the radio, talk to the drunk, home sweet home. Because what we want, I hope I didn't mess it up. Alright, I actually have to do this. Take off the coat. Okay, I got a little worried. I didn't see the roots. Old trusty gas stove. Turned on. Smells that fills the entire kitchen. Cook. Grab the largest dish from the closet under the sink and pour myself a bowl. It's not much, but it's enough to don't remember the last time I've ever eaten home dinner. I mean, don't get me wrong, looks good. It's just soup. Alright, can I actually get that? No, I cannot right now. So what you're aiming for, you can still get the bless, even though you did all that stuff of like finding the, all that nonsense, you can still get the bliss ending. Good boy. But I'm looking for my key. There we go. We're just gonna drag that, just drag the furniture out. And what do we have here? Examine. These roots are growing out from under the floor panels. I'll go ahead and open that up. Come to the kitchen sink once you examine the roots, and you get yourself a screwdriver. Now you can actually tear up all the flooring, but you just needed to tear up enough to go to your bed. And then start removing the floor. Yeah, the fun just don't stop. You thought it was over. It's my bed. The white crumpled sheets look as if I'd just woken up, at last. I feel my sore legs buckling underneath me, my body becoming heavy and overwhelming, lethargic. It was a grueling journey, 14 days of human torment. Look closer. Fighting off sleepiness with difficulty, I lean over the bed. The springs crack noisily under the weight of my hands as I cast my glance on the floor features. They are elongated and arched. I can still smell the fresh sheets of the pleasant warmth of the quiet. Look under the bed. I feel a gentle draught coming from the dark gap between the bed and then the floor. Reach under the bed. My fingers brush a thin layer of dust, coldness, moisture. I'm touching something rough, but my arms is too short to catch it. I think I need to move the bed. Move the bed. There's actually a couple ways you can actually still get the bliss ending, so you want to be careful about that. Oh yes. Is that out of the way? Okay. Now we're awake. It's news of a newborn baby. Wow. You can find your hat, your trousers, your coat. It's covered in dried mud. It's covered in dry mud. Now I believe we came rushing in here and at some point possibly like fell off that little cliffside over there where we was asleep at. And they're asleep. They seem happy even though they're, I'm gonna say it in a dirty, some of them are lie dead. Shiny stones, you don't have to pick them up. Yeah, there's a lot of bodies. But what I was saying is on my little theories whatnot, we fell off the cliff because of the mad sprint out of the woods. And as we fell, we probably bunked our head or something like that and passed out. So many bodies. The earth is covered with thick bundler of dry roots that crack under my feet. and old broken trees. You just see, look at all of these, but there has to be like thousands in here. Probably more than that. It's all we can see. A pleasant warmth washes over me. And this is the cause of all of Darkwood's madness. I'm standing in front of an enormous being. Place hand on the being. I feel an overwhelming, soothing feeling of security and happiness. The vast valley to the bottom of which I stand curves upwards, closing over my head. The rust of the distant trees turns into a single silent murmur. I feel I'm coming home to my flat, to my room with the window and a bed. Now here's where you can actually keep going and you'll end up getting a Bliss ending. But if you happen to accidentally talk to him and you're like, oh no, I don't want to do that, withdraw your hand. You're gonna have to do it a few times. I feel the heat emanating from the being. I sense my pulse slowing down. It calms. I want to rest. Come back home to my bed. I want to lie down. Fall asleep. Withdraw your hand. I don't want to do it. Still, my hand pushes the being away. The warmth that was emanating from it disappears, replaced by piercing coldness. And if you happen to have let the doctors, live and all that, and you helped them throughout the swamp, you can find them right over here. It's the doctor. He's fast asleep. What we want to do is talk to this person right here. The man mumbles in his sleep. He's uncated and dirty, but his face is radiant and calm. He clutches a rusty object covered with old beads, some weapon. Listen to the murmurs. The man is talking in his sleep. There's only snippets of sentences, single words spoken gently and slowly. It's hard to find any meaning in them. Push the figure. Leave. Without opening his eyes, the man clumsily waves his hand at me. The cover then covers his head with it and freezes. Try to take the metal item from the man. Leave. The man waves his hand again. This time he grabs my arm. Without opening his eyes, he turns his head towards me. I recognize him. He's one of us. Try to snatch the item from the man's hand. Leave! Can you fucking hear me? I won't let you take her. The man clenches his teeth with the fury of a maniac. Saliva flows from his mouth. It's hurting her. You will tear her arms off. Out. Hit the man and grab the item. Don't leave her. No! Oh yes, we have a flamethrower. Just toss him and walk away. What are you doing? You all are dying. Everything must go. This is stopping. This madness is ending. We are ending this right now. But you don't. Why? Because this needs to end, that's why. You'll die with us, I know. Great sacrifice needs to be made. You'll kill us all. You have unlimited ammo, so have fun. There's a path that opened up over here. I'm just waiting for it to burn down. The tree blocks your path. Don't burn that down yet. I'd like to leave. Okay, good. Trying to escape the burning hell. Excuse me, please. Excuse me. There's no escape. You will die. The Great Fire consumes the woods for a couple of days, gradually claiming many of its inhabitants. The fire consumed the last road leading to the heart of the woods. The doctor, who did not wake up even as the flames came closer. The three outcasts wearing old rags and scrap who gave Stricker under the enormous, completely burned tree didn't even attempt to run. Oh, grief-stricken, I'm sorry. The elephant family, who did not leave their house at the swamp, even as the flames started consuming it. And the last living inhabitants of the flooded village consumed by the flames at the very end of the road leading home. But not everyone perished. Beatrix did not live to see the fire, but the flames appeared. He rose above the treetops in a rocket made of scrap. As he looked through the small particular window, he smiled for the last time. The Milky Way stars looked so beautiful even now, when moving away at a huge speed. A large part of the villagers survived, hiding from the fire in the vast, barren clearing. When the fire went out, and the incomprehensible whisperings and calls ceased forever, they saw incoming helicopters above the destroyed land. And depending on what your choices are, there's different things that will say. You can actually save a good amount of people into this game. Or you can go through the whole other side and just like murder everybody. Of course, it'll say some more stuff if you do the Bliss ending. But that is Darkwood. I've shared everything I could possibly think of, and hopefully help you on your adventure. I hope through this series I've been able to give you some helpful tips and all that. I wish there was to be completely honest, I love this game a lot. The atmosphere and everything, they did a fantastic job. Like, even though I've played through it many, many times, there's still parts in this game where they do the atmosphere so well, it still gets under my skin. I kind of wish they had like a little challenge system. I don't know, kind of like, oh, just start a new game, but you can only use a board and nails to go through the whole game. I don't know. Maybe that could be just me where I've played so much of it. But it's a nice dark fairy tale. The ending is a dark death. You burn the tree down, everything's gone, because you have like the wolf man. No one has like a particular name. It's like it's telling a story. I mean, it's a dark fairy tale, so it's really should be put. You got the wolf man, the musician, like no one has a particular name besides just like, I'd like to consider like the chicken lady, like nicknames. I have to say, I hope you've enjoyed the series, though. And if you happen to check the game out, or if I ended up causing you to maybe even think about checking it out, if you do end up trying the game out, let me know how it goes. The game's not like super easy. I don't want to say it's like super hard, but it's definitely not too kind. There is a reason why they give that little warning of just like, respect the woods, be patient, and all that jazz. But once you play it and get a better understanding of it, it's not that bad. There's different routes you can take. Like, instead of helping out the musician, I could have helped out the wolfman instead, and got a whole different route of how I got there. Helping out the wolfman, I wouldn't have been able to get the axe anyway, because he would have told me, hey, I'm going to take you there to the doctor's house. Didn't really explore the barn. And that's about it. I thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Otherwise, I hope you have a good day or night. Otherwise, thank you. Goodbye.